This video is not intended for viewers under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the Studio Series number 65, which is Blitzwing. He comes to us from the Bumblebee movie. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the Bayverse, but Bumblebee felt more like a prequel, and I guess a lot of people are considering it a reboot, which is, in my opinion, a great thing. So, let's see what he has in store for us. Stay tuned. He does come with this stage or background, which is done well enough. It kind of looks like just a screen grab from that one scene that Blitzwing was in the movie, but you can tell that the Hummers and the people are added afterwards. The detail isn't quite there, but it is nice they included it. He comes with the blade that he uses in the movie to actually pull out Bumblebee's voice mechanism. It's done fairly well, nicely detailed, no paint, but you can see his fingers in there. Nicely done. Lots of sculpted detail. Not painted, it's hard to tell. It might be painted, but you know, I think it's just gray plastic. But really nicely detailed. And you can use this by moving the static hand and plugging that into the same port. Holds really securely too. Nicely done. And that will also store on the jet mode. And he comes with his blaster, which is nicely done. I like this silver paint mixed in with the white plastic. You get some really good detail along the side and the front. Not so much on the bottom, but looks really nice in my opinion. He has two of these drop tanks, or fuel tanks. Some people may call them bombs, but they attach under the wing in bot mode and on the wings themselves in robot mode. So nicely done, some nice detailing there. Bit of waffling on the bottom, but what can you say? Really looks good. And that does store nicely on the bottom in jet mode. And here we have Blitzwing in bot mode. And I have to say, this is where this bot really does shine. He's got some wonderful detail. If you take a close look at the face, nicely painted face and head with the red eyes and silver. And you can tell by the tips of the, I guess, breathers that it is a painted clear plastic, but paint extends to the back of the head with the red. As far as articulation, head can go up to there, down to there, all the way around, but no attitude, no side to side. Coming down the chest, you got the redded air intakes, black on the inside. Those are nicely detailed. Yellow for the fake canopy, which extends down to here. Then you have the actual real clear canopy. Coming down the arms. As far as articulation, they can go all the way around. This gray piece, this gray part of the intake, is the actual shoulder that rotates. It's you can see it. It's got a ball going into the side of the red intake. so that's how it articulates. It's got a universal out to there, so you can go up more than 90 degrees. Upper bicep rotation, which is a little difficult to use just because of the way it's positioned, but double elbow, which gets you the full run. Coming down, nicely detailed arms with lots of molded in detail. Red paint along the side or along the trim. Coming down to the hands. The hand is static, and this is one gripe that I have. You do have rotation, but fingers don't move on this hand. But on this hand, they have a pin and articulate. Otherwise, everything is exactly the same. So you still got the rotation. It just blows my mind. Why do one hand and not the other? I mean, don't do it half-assed. Do everything if you're going to do it. Just my opinion. So nicely painted here on the front. Coming down, you see the canopy. Nice detail on the support hydraulic bars. Coming down the legs, you've got gray and red paint on the thighs. Both sides. Nicely detailed legs. You can see the rivets. Different mechanisms in there. And again, coming down to the feet, everything is nicely detailed. Got the wheels for toes, just like in the movie. As far as articulation on the legs, you can get up to there, but you stop. And this is one gripe right here. This whole section is held in just by these, so if any movement on the arms, you're gonna pop it loose. But anyway, back to the legs. You get forward to there, and backward motion actually stops straight, so you can't get past that. Upper thigh rotation, 90 degrees of bend, so you can go back once you bend the legs, but it's disappointing that there's no back motion at all on the thigh or on the hips. Coming down the legs, again, nicely detailed. I really like that. The only up or down you have is with the toe due to transformation, so that's a little bit disappointing, but toe can go all the way back for posing if you want it. And then one heck of a rocker. So detail on this guy is great. He looks wonderful. The only gripes I have are the one non-moving hand and the fact that anytime you manipulate the arms, you get that. And that is because the only thing keeping the chest plate down is these two pegs on the back of the wings. Speaking of which, you can actually articulate these back if you want to give it a different look. So overall, articulation is pretty good, but detailing on this guy is beautiful. He really does shine. Looks almost like he stepped right out of the movie. Just needs a little bit more paint. But let's move on to the transformation. And here we have Blitzwing in his jet mode. And to be honest, really doesn't look like any jet that I've ever seen. Sadly, in a lot of cases of bots like this, there's one mode that suffers, and in this situation it's going to be the jet mode. It is very nicely painted, detailed. I love the gold on the working canopy, but you open that up and the head is what you see. Good paint and detail going down to the tail, along the wings. Lots of molded in details. Tail is interesting. I don't know if they intended to have them, the fins together like that, which I don't think so. I think they intended them to be separated in a V, but overall it's okay. They really didn't have anywhere to put the feet, so they ended up here right behind the wings in the front of the tail fins. But got some nicely detailed wheels there, non-rolling of course. Coming around to the back, you've got the booster and some posable tail fins, side fins. Got some nice paint on the intakes. But let's get to the elephant in the room here. That is definitely a robot hiding in this jet's belly. I do like how adding the gun kind of breaks up the gap here in the middle, and then the two drop tanks definitely help as well, but you take that stuff off, that's what you're left with. It's just pretty disappointing, to be honest. Obvious arms, the faux canopy here from chest mode, or from bot mode, and the shoulders, everything just folds back in one piece. It does have a folding landing gear, which I guess is nice for the shots of it on the ground, but overall I think they really could have put more effort into it and made this jet mode better. Another problem that I have with mine is this is just so loose. It's supposed to peg into that, but it doesn't want to stay. Try too hard and you end up popping the canopy off. Overall, the jet mode, really, my opinion, disappointing. Could have been done better, but I guess this is all what you should expect from just the mainline Transformers, to be honest. But this is a situation where the bot mode in this Transformer really shine. A little disappointed. Overall, what can I say? General design of the bot mode, the detail that's been added to this figure, along the feet, along the body, it truly looks amazing. Lack of paint, the only thing that's really painted is the red and the head itself, and along the fake windshield in bot mode. It looks really good though. The gun, the painted silver on it, looks magnificent. I think this really was a bot they designed more for the movie rather, and not having a toy intended or a toy in mind when they did it. So I think that the designers of the toy had their work cut out for them. But overall, I think they did a good job, the best they could, adapting to the movie look for the robot. The jet mode, unfortunately, doesn't resemble a jet that I've ever seen before. But they had to do what they had to do. I won't be displaying him in jet mode anyhow, so that really isn't a major factor in my purchasing decision. I enjoyed this movie as opposed to the Bayverse movies. Disappointed when Blitzwing died right at the beginning because he was a magnificent looking character, but I digress. I really do recommend this guy if you are into the Bayverse or the Bumblebee movie, either one. It's a great piece to have in your collection. I got this guy at Target, so he is out there in the wild. I do hope you like what you saw. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know how I did, if I missed anything, if there's anything you'd like me to do, possibly pictures of in detail on Instagram. You can find me there at _memo224. Upcoming, I've got several G.I. Joe reviews to do, so you can expect to see that soon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.